So if you avoid these two mistakes that I'm about to share with you, the probability that your channel will blow up is very high. You'll get viral views, and then, as you know, once views start coming in, then you are drawing closer to the 4K public watch hours. And as viewers also come in, once again, don't forget that it also comes with subscribers, and then the 1K subscribers mark is hit. Now, I know how it feels being a small content creator like myself, because I've been there for a long time. In as much as I've been able to monetize one particular channel, I still don't regard myself as someone who has made it. I am still learning. I am still a beginner YouTuber. I am still a small channel. Now, starting off on YouTube, just as the notion out there is that YouTube is very difficult, of course, but if we put in the right measures, if we do the right things, trust me, as small YouTubers or as small channel operators, our work is going to be less difficult as compared to others who probably may not be doing things the right way. So let's meet at the other end of this video as I walk you through two mistakes that small YouTubers make that kind of puts their channels in the bin.
Virtual Giant, like and subscribe.
So if you're meeting me for the first time, I am the Virtual Giant, and on this channel I share with you my experiences and strategies as far as growing a channel on YouTube is concerned. I've done it before, and I am still on the verge of doing this one, so I want you to join me as we traverse this path together, and also you get to learn a thing or two from me and grow your channel as well. Now, what I am going to talk to you about come in two folds. That is the mistake of not niching down, as well as the other mistake which has to do with constantly monitoring your YouTube analytics without actually taking a very good action while doing it. You'll get to know why. So first off, let's begin with the niche down aspect. Now, it is very important that as a creator on YouTube, you toe a particular path. What I mean is that let the YouTube algorithm know you for a particular course of action. That is, if you are willing to produce content in sports, make sure that your videos are always about sports. And even with sports, it is diverse, it is broad. We have soccer, we have baseball, we have volleyball, tennis, a whole lot of it. So zoom down to one particular aspect of sports, and then put in all your best. If you want to talk about sports in general, fine, but make sure that every content you are dropping has to do with sports. Now, as small content creators, sometimes as we are building our channels, we get to see that other people from different kind of niches are blowing up. Why? Because there is a viral trend or a viral topic somewhere that is fetching them more views, so we are tempted to jump on that trend. But we always forget the fact that we have decided to toe the line of sports. So imagine feeding the YouTube algorithm with sports on your channel, and then suddenly you go into YouTube growth strategies and then feeding the same algorithm with it. You are getting the algorithm confused. You may get the views from introducing different things from different niches, but for the long term, it is going to affect your channel. The YouTube algorithm wouldn't know who to present your content to, whether to present it to subscribers who have come on board because of sports, or probably people who have come up because of your YouTube growth video that's probably went viral or something like that. I hope it is understandable. So we make sure that we do not get swayed from where we have decided to head to with our channel. If it is sports, let's maintain sports, and then if we want to go into YouTube growth, let us maintain YouTube growth. Now, in the event that you start with sports and then along the line you decide, no, I'm no longer interested in sports and I want to switch over to YouTube growth, that is understandable, it is allowed. But what you do is to either unlist private or put your videos on private, or delete them entirely from your channel, so that you can now stick to producing videos from this particular new niche that you have discovered. I believe this is self-explanatory, right? All right, so let me know what you think so far about this particular point before we move on to the next one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, and then share your comment with me in the comment section right now. So the next mistake we need to avoid as small content creators or as small YouTubers is the fact that we need to stop worrying about our analytics. I'm not saying that the analytics aren't important, that we should ignore them totally. No, because the YouTube analytics kind of informs us as to what is working and then what is not. It gives us, detailed view into how well or how bad our videos are doing, and even suggest, trending topics or gaps to fill in with our content. But as more YouTubers, sometimes the emotions, imagine filming, editing, and then posting the videos and the views aren't coming in. We are always worried. The next 1 minute we are checking our analytics to see what's up, and then we are getting disappointed and emotions are flying, all those kind of things. Now, what I mean to say with this particular mistake is that ignore or don't, focus too much on your analytics. Rather, focus too much on producing more content, not mass producing content for content production's sake, no, but make sure that you are building on something that you've done previously. You are improving an aspect of your content. I hope you understand it. So churn out more content, produce more content, and then see what is actually working. I know that by way of improving whatever you are producing, it is going to attract viewers. It is going to sit well with people who are interested in whatever you are doing. And then in that regard, you get to know which aspect to better, which aspect to drop off your videos, and then which aspect to focus on. I believe this is also clear. Okay, so don't let's dedicate much time looking at our analytics and then getting disappointed, instead of letting the analytics, ginger us to keep creating, keep appearing, keep showing our face to our subscribers and those who are yet to see our content. It is important, to not give so much attention to these analytics, even though they may not be, what we expect. But to get what you expect out of your analytics, it is to keep producing quality content, keep giving value to people. And trust me, you are going to smile when next you open your analytics. So please don't let the analytics break you. Rather, regardless of how bad it may appear, let it ginger you, so you keep producing more and more value to people who are dying to, have something from you, to your subscribers who are always ready to see you, receive you, and then, engage with your posts, thereby giving your channel that positive outlook as far as the YouTube algorithm is concerned. And when that happens, you fall into the good books of YouTube algorithm, and every video you drop keeps flying. All right, so I believe this particular video has been helpful to you. Drop your comment with me, your journey on YouTube, how it is panning out, what you've achieved, what your successes are, what your failures are. Maybe I may be able to chip in 1 or 2 ideas which can help improve whatever you are doing on YouTube. So without further ado, I think we'll end it here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.